and welcome to the Natural View. You're here with Maggie and Todd at SupplySide Global, and we're at the Ingredients by Nature booth talking to Rob Brewster and Doug Lynch. And we are going to talk about a company that has just amazing longevity in the natural products industry, and they're also innovating in the longevity space.
I see what you did there.
What's that?
I see what you did there.
Yes. We're always working. So let's start at the beginning, which is a long, long time ago. Your family, the Brewster family, over 90 years ago. Can you talk about the family's start in the industry and kind of, the legacy?
Yeah, so I'm third generation ingredient manufacturer. My grandfather started the company back in the 1930s, and his focus was tomato, alfalfa, and citrus science. In the 1950s, he was actually one of the first MLMs in the United States. So he had a storefront and he had distributors across the United States, and he was teaching the ABCs of nutrition, which way before his time. So wonderful amount of products that he brought to the market. He got sick in the 70s, and my father actually came in, who was a biochemist, and decided to leave his job and come into the business, and he turned it back into a raw ingredient manufacturer. So he kind of scrapped the storefronts, the distribution, and really wanted to focus on citrus flavonoids, and that's really our core to this day. Fast forward to 2000, I came into the business to really focus on taking our natural ingredients and offering it to the pet food industry, which was humanizing at the time. So in 2008, we created Ingredients by Nature, our family company being Brewster Nutrition. And Ingredients by Nature was really focused, or the reason that we created the company was really a science, marketing, and innovation arm, if you will, and sales as well. So fast forward to today, we have 300 ingredient types. We're focused on citrus flavonoids and citrus science, but we do offer many other ingredients like custom probiotic blends. We do a lot with grass powders, saponins, and other ingredients.
That's great. And you went through the history a bit, and I'm wondering, after all of these generations, specifically, what values do you think carried forward from those early days, and how do you see those coming to fruition today?
Great question. We are still a family company, and we pride ourselves on family, quality, relationships. My father always told me that in this industry, it's all about the relationship, and I have stuck with that. We never burn bridges. And to this day, I have suppliers that my grandfather had. I mean, it's amazing how we've really stuck with the people that got us to where we are today.
Great.
Yeah, and that just shows, that you've really become this trusted ingredient company within the industry. So brag a little bit for us now. Talk about some of the milestones that have really kind of, in addition to the timeline, just some things that really jump out.
I think one of the biggest change for our company in a positive way was we were kind of looking to grow in the citrus space and getting out to more customers, if you will, right? We were focusing on the science and focusing on the manufacturing. And instead of really going with a distribution company, we really backward integrated with our citrus flavonoid specialist, which is Syntec Corporation. So Syntec, my partner, Bo Zhu, has been with us from the beginning. And really, that was a huge milestone that really took us to the next level. Because from that point, we were controlling everything from the citrus groves all the way through the science and marketing of the products.
One of the things
really
that the company is really putting its flag in the ground in terms of being the citrus bioflavonoid experts. And from that perspective, it's a great palette to paint on because they do so many benefits, targeted benefits as well. So more and more of the ingredients are becoming much more proprietary, much more IP protected, much more efficacious, worth and worthy of the clinical trials that the Brewster family supports every day to show that these products really, really excel.
Yeah, so talk to me a little bit more about the science end of it as the company, evolved from citrus all the way up to today, and it's science driven all the way in some respects. But what's that look like today from the science perspective?
You can take out.
Oh, I think you could take it as well, to be sure. But
we could hear from both of you.
Yeah, well, I guess that's allowed, right?
It is allowed.
But truly, the company understands that substantiation and differentiation is really the king and queen of this industry. I mean, you must be able to show that the products work So our science is amongst the most rigid that I have ever seen after 30 years of being in this business. And the thing that's amazing about the commitment to this science, it's not unusual for a company to take an active ingredient and, okay, we're seeing it works for cardiovascular. 3 years later, they come back and they say, oh, it works for the brain. And 4 years later, they come back and says, hey, it works on this. What I love about the research that Rob and Ingredients by Nature has done, they will continue to substantiate the same biomarkers, which are already time tested, showing that the products work in multiple doses, multiple arms, double-blind, placebo-controlled, crossover studies, again and again, showing that the products do what they're called to do. These are not blips on a radar. These products actually work. And the commitment for a company to actually test and retest their active ingredients, I've never seen before. And it's one of the things that really drew me to the company.
Very well put.
Yeah. Let's dive a little deeper into the research, into some of the findings. Can you talk us through some of the study highlights on terms of the benefits and actions?
So we have over 10 years worth of research in our Areomin product, our lemon bioflavonoid product. We've invested heavily. We knew that this flavonoid was special. It's the most highly soluble of all the flavonoids. And just from our initial research that we did, we knew there was something special. And we've kind of stumbled upon the benefits. You know, each citrus variety has flavonoid profiles that are different, that have different clinical endpoints. And we knew that Areomin or Areocitrin at the time was special. And so we were looking at inflammation and stumbled upon blood sugar reduction. And when we stumbled upon blood sugar reduction, as we did more research, we came across the natural GLP-1 boosting. And so we just keep taking it further and further and further. And we have multiple flavonoids that are in our toolbox that are behind Areomin, and we're super excited to continue the science and get it out.
I mean, we're doing some next level kind of research from the standard, okay, we're a dietary supplement looking for structure functions. That's well and good. And for Areomin, we have 3 published studies that were actually designed for that purpose, showing GLP-1 boosting, but more importantly, the bio effect that that's having. I think if you walk around this floor, you're going to find booth after booth talking about GLP-1. What they won't tell you is that in the studies that they've done, they've never relied on people having their normal diet. They rig the diet to some degree and make people eat the exact same thing and then show the spike that occurs. And they'll tell you that they've got a spike, but they won't tell you that those spikes are gone from your bloodstream as fast as the GLP-1 is created. We have long-term studies that actually show over 12 weeks that we build from baseline a sustained GLP-1 boosting effect. It's not an agonist like a drug. This is your body's own ability to produce GLP-1. And then ultimately, the question becomes, so what? Because if you can't show that it's doing something, then you're really not showing something at all. And the studies that we've shown really have shown tremendous antioxidant benefit for oxidative stress benefit. We've seen the benefit for the blood glucose management. All these things are positive indications that the GLP-1 boosting is natural and it is actually working to help. And then once we've done this, there are people that are actually taking a drug, metformin, and they're taking it for a number of reasons. Sometimes proactively, people that are healthy, their doctors put them on metformin just to keep sure that their blood sugar stays the same. Well, people that do that might be afraid that their supplement also is directly affected by the medication. So we did the study to show that the ingredient actually works synergistically with the medication, and that the medication works, in fact, synergistically with the ingredient. And the nice part there, too, is that metformin, kind of off-label, a number of people are taking it for longevity benefits. And GLP-1 is not about obesity. It's about longevity. We really are showing that longevity is the future of these types of ingredients. And the citrus bioflavonoids, with Ariamin being just the one, is just the beginning of this story. And we look forward to telling the rest of that story as we go along.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was going to just bring up longevity and the fact that everywhere on this floor, every booth, we're really all trying to drive towards longevity, right?
Right.
I mean, it all folds up underneath that.
Right.
So how do you look at that holistically from, a GLP-1 standpoint or any other type of product or solution you're looking at? Where does the longevity conversation enter into product formulation and how you interact with your customers?
Sure. It's a great question, Todd. When you discuss longevity, there's really two concepts. There's the health span, which is how long we live healthy, and then there's lifespan, which is from your birth to the time when you leave. The idea here is we want to extend. We all want to live longer, but we want to make sure that our health is maintained during that process. What I really love about the citrus bioflavonoids is that they address the markers that are related to the 12 hallmarks of aging.
Yep.
Multiple ones, from mitochondrial effect to even gut dysbiosis and leakage.
Yep.
In fact, some of the things that we're looking at right now is how permeability of the gut lining can actually be improved by taking the Ariamin product. And of course, that makes sense because the L cells that produce the GLP-1 are in your gut lining. So if you're actually talking GLP-1, as I said, it's not about obesity, it's about longevity. There are ties towards GLP-1 now in other factors, including gut-brain axis health. And there's so many other active...
Multiple organ health, yep.
Yeah, it's really tied towards benefits that really speak to age-related conditions. And the idea is to stay healthy. And with that bargain, you hope to stay longer.
We like to say at Ingredients by Nature, it's not about longevity, it's joygevity. It's having that joyful final years of your life.
I love that.
Great.
Joy Jody. I love it.
I've already trademarked it.
Yeah.
You can't have it, people. We've already got it.
We'll be sending you our 10 cents per mention from here on out.
That's great. So we've talked about some of the science behind the Ariamin, but you mentioned other citrus components and how that you've been looking at. Can you talk about any synergies?
Oh, there's definitely synergies. Flavonoids that are found in certain citrus fruits, but not the others, and combining those for a synergistic effect. Yeah, we're heavily looking at that in terms of special combinations that we think we can hit various clinical endpoints, whether that be circulatory health, brain health, cognitive health, the whole gamut. I mean, flavonoids are very, very special. And so it's really being able to know the citrus, being able to test the citrus, pull out these compounds some are found at very small percentages, extract them to purity, being able to take them commercially to the market. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but it's really taking the citrus apart, putting it back together again in these formulas and focusing on a clinical end. But everything will be focused on longevity or joygevity.
See, one of the markers, unfortunately, that was not touched with the Ariamin is cholesterol levels, but we actually can maintain healthy cholesterol levels with citronol, another bioflavonoid ingredient that comes from Ingredients by Nature. So for those of you looking for some concepts out there, that's a great combination as well. We would love to work with brands that are seeking to make those kind of claims as well.
Well, Doug, that's a perfect transition into a question about formulation. So let's talk a little bit about expertise there and anything you can tell us about how you formulate in partnership with customers and how that whole process works for you.
I would say that customers consider us an extension of their R&D. They know how to reach their consumers. We know how these formulations behave in the various medium. We know how they might behave as a liquid, as an RTD. We know how they might behave in even a functional food. We've got some functional foods walking around the floor. There's a cake walking around the floor with a lemon cake, of course, with Ariamin in it. That makes only sense. So we have some really great scientists that work with us. We certainly provide all stability data on the products, the dossiers, the flow charts, the quality documents that our team have put together have been nothing short of outstanding. We all know that TGA approval is very challenging for the Australia market and the like. Each country has its own requirements. We have expertise to get these products approved as far away as China, and as close as your contract manufacturer in New Jersey. So consider us really, really willing to go the extra mile for our customers to give you the information you need so that you can make a product and feel successful. The other thing that we do is we offer licenses to our IP that are often channel specific. So if you are only in the health food channel, if you're only in the Whole Food stores, we can look towards some degree of exclusivity or partial exclusivity for our brand partners that go first. It's a real component of what we do at Ingredients by Nature, and we're excited to talk about how we can truly differentiate your brands with our IP, with our science, with our claims, and let's face it, just good people that are nice people to talk to.
Relationships, right?
Relationships.
That's all about.
Yeah. So let's look ahead. Research and development. What's coming down the pipeline? Anything you guys can tell us about?
Just more Aeromin research. We have some that's currently underway that we can't talk about right now, but definitely more on Aeromin, more on some of the other citrus flavonoid compounds. And I guess we can segue into what we're doing on the pet side. I would say right now, Aeromin is probably the single most used ingredient as a natural GLP-1 booster on the human side. And, I'm an animal lover, and I really felt that there was a place for Aeromin, on the pet side. So we created a pet supplement company called Pet Nutra. We feel that we're carving out a whole new space in the pet supplement market. We're looking at GLP-1 as a master signaling molecule, just one of the many. And there's the whole longevity story there. I mean, if we can prove that we can increase the lives of pets, it could be tremendous. So I think Aeromin can do a lot of good, as well as our other flavonoids.
Yeah, in one respect, it's somewhat easier to prove lifespan improvement in animals because, unfortunately, as much as we love them, we know they live much shorter lives, and it's much harder to do that in a human being that lives 79, 80 years, right? Yeah. But in pets, you can really show a tremendous difference. The interest for these types of products is global. I was just in Bangkok at VitaFoods talking about pet longevity. That I presented a whole list of topics about AI and human lifespan, and I kept hearing back, no, we want you to talk about the pet longevity. So this is not just a USA phenomena to improve not only the lifespan, but again, the quality of life of our animals is
and it's
something we really feel strongly in.
And across all species. I mean, we're starting out with looking at canines. We will go into felines. We are looking at equine in the future. Huge potential for these flavonoids in multiple aspects of animal nutrition. So,
yeah, that's amazing. When you think about just in the pet space, how many people they take measures to expand a pet's life, maybe months, maybe a year, whatever it is. And rarely in those cases that I've seen, the traditional methods of keeping them hanging on is health span really entering into that. It's more about keeping that dog alive, almost for the owner sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes.
If you can combine health span and make it a winning proposition for both,
well, the epidemic of obesity is already there in canines and felines. I mean, the percentage is mind-boggling. There's a direct correlation between the health of a human and the health of their pet. If you're sitting on the couch eating potato chips, your dog's not going for a walk. So we feel that we could really help in this area with a industry in the pet supplement space that I see booming right now. Even compared to what I'm seeing on the human side, the pet supplement space is a prime place for natural scientific backed ingredients to make their mark.
So age-related inflammation, it hunts us all, whether we're pet, equine, or human being. It's that inflammation cascade only accelerates as we age, and really, it's so linked to everything from the breakdown. Ultimately, it is the number one culprit of how we break down and how we ultimately check out. And unfortunately, not in a happy way most of the time. So if we have, and we know we have, a very effective countermeasure to age-related inflammation, be it human or pet, we've got a story to tell here at Ingredients by Nature, and we hope our brand partners want to tell that story well.
Yeah, great opportunity and great work that you're doing there. Love that.
Thank you.
So I want to end by looking ahead. You're just a few years out from your 95-year anniversary.
95.
So what can we look forward to kind of on the horizon there? What's next?
We are working now to position ourselves as the go-to citrus flavonoid manufacturer and company that is going to focus on clinicals, that is going to support the brands that use our ingredient with continued science. All I could say is we're just going to continue the science, continue as much as we can to bring all of these flavonoids in addition to aeriumin and the other flavonoids we have in our tool case to the market. So
excellent. And I know you teased that there's some stuff you can't talk about yet, so we'll have to catch up again later. And when that information is ready, we will share with our audience.
Excellent. We appreciate the time.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
Yeah,
you too.
Excellent.